can see right now, without LeBron, Lakers are struggling.
Let me tell you about a team I hate, all right? I know the Dallas Cowboy fan is here, so I had to make sure he knew how much I hate this team.
I'm ready.
I've often said that the people who run baseball, they try very hard to ruin it.
I'm from Brooklyn. I don't have a problem saying it to his face. Oh, I'm from Brooklyn. Hey, get us any. Oh, baby, we are back in the New York groove. Actually, Jersey, New York. Yes,
Same thing.
it's me. I'm thinking I'm Double J now. I got stuck in my head from the other night. Well, I'm back with the boys right here, Matty Ice.
Mm-hmm.
K-Walls on the other side. Gentlemen, welcome to another wacky Wednesday edition of Talking Baseball with Sal Angioletti.
Yep.
First half special.
Yeah. First half already in the books. We got the All-Star break over tomorrow. And the Yankees start off with a doubleheader against the Astros. What else is new?
Not a bad way to start it.
Not a bad way to start it, yeah. But, you know, we had some All-Star festivities. We had the Home Run Derby, which, thank God, none of the Yankees participated in that. We had the All-Star game, which Stanton and Judge participated in. And I can't believe I'm saying this, Kevin. Your little rant about Albert Pujols, he kind of quieted you down in the first round.
No, we didn't. He should have not been in that home run derby. Shouldn't have been part of the All-Star game. I will have that debate with anyone. It's the PC route. It's a farewell. Thanks for beating the crap out of us for the last 20 years. Let's reward you. And if it was in Los Angeles, of course, he had that stint with the Dodgers last year. Enough was enough with it. I mean, we've seen it for way too long now. I think it's been ridiculous. There's no doubt that he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm glad that he's in St. Louis to finish off his career, but he is nowhere close to being an all-star, and it's all about giving the tip of the cap to him. Now, he performed well in the home run derby, but let's be real, they're throwing lollipops at him. He can hit the ball still when it's slow pitch, but I want to see him when it's 95, 96. I just don't see it happening. It was a bad idea. I will stand by that. And I'm just tired of giving players the farewell. Enough's enough. If you're qualified to play in the All-Star game, fair enough. But he's not batting 300. He's not hitting 25 home runs at the moment. And I think it's ridiculous. There's another player that has been look at Freddie Freeman, for example. He wasn't in there. And say what you want about him with the Dodgers, but he's putting up really good numbers at the moment. He got stuck by Albert Pujols. He can go down the list. How many good players that are all-star qualified that had the spot taken away from just because of Albert Pujols? Enough's enough already.
That was Rob Manfred's.
That's a Rob Manfred decision right there. That they put Pujols in Cabrera in there.
Continuing to ruin the game.
Anyway,
let me tell you, that kid,
Julio Rodriguez.
Oh my God,
he's gonna be something special.
That kid's got some bat speed, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's just, I picked him.
You did?
Yeah,
you did.
Now, they were saying this morning that Soto shouldn't have really won because they miscounted the home runs.
They did a little bit. They did
in a tie, but who cares? It's a home run derby.
And if Pujols won, it was rigged. It was definitely rigged. No doubt in my mind. I'm happy Soto won because
former
that's the guy who should have won.
Next to New York Met, Juan Soto.
Well, I don't know about that because
At least not from
Not at the
get-go.
moment.
Not at the moment. Not at the moment. Did you actually hear what happened? So when Juan Soto flew to California, the Nationals didn't pay for his flight.
Yeah, it's just another embarrassment by the Washington Nationals.
They
The
did
same
not
with the
pay for
Oakland
his
A's
flight.
on top of that. The same. It's bad enough when your arch rival is inviting you to join their charter flight.
Yeah, the
to Los
Astros
Angeles.
had that guy join them on their private jet.
It's embarrassing. It really is.
Yeah, it's horrible. The uniforms were, I don't know.
They were just gold and goldish brown. It was just disgusting. It really shouldn't
It
happen.
was great seeing John
I didn't
Cole.
have a problem with the uniforms, but the AL was just way too dark.
Yeah,
Way
it
too dark.
was.
Just see the numbers.
Yeah.
Now you know who's who, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of the All-Star game. Haven't been since Manfred. I remember back in the day when they would wear their actual uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And you would see Jorge Posada in pinstripes, and you would see Manny Ramirez in his Red Sox home uniform, or vice versa. If they were on the road.
They did. Did they
I
do
missed that.
too?
Did they do what?
No. The year they played in Colorado, didn't they just have their regular uniform?
I think they did. Yeah, I think they
Yeah,
did
but
last
you
year.
should go back to that.
I don't know why they.
They're just trying to change everything. And listen, for a young guy, I admit I come off very conservative. Get off my lawn. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Uh-huh.
I'm always going to be that person. So I just don't like change. I really don't.
I bet you're a happy camper right now.
Why is that?
A lot of the football teams, especially the Giants, going back to their old.
Oh,
uniforms.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
right. The
fair.
throwback
Freaking
uniforms
fine.
for the Giants.
Yes, the throwback. I like throw. You know what? And the Yankees are the only team that don't have throwbacks.
Well, they really don't have a throwback because they've been in
They're-
pinstripes for most of their franchise.
Who else? The
For
Cubs,
the most of their
Yankees,
franchise.
Yankees, Cubs, right?
The Cubs are mostly the same.
The Red Sox are mostly the same.
The Red Sox are mostly the same. The Mets are not the same. The Astros had a retro look.
Well, they were red and white in the NL.
Well, the Astros, yeah. Talk about that realignment crap. So stupid.
It's great to be back for the second half.
Let's just move the Brewers, who are an American League team, to the National League team. Move the Astros in the same division as the Rangers. Why don't we just have the Mets and Yankees in the same division? What the hell?
The only guy I ever know, I ever now take at the end of the game seriously is Pete Rose.
Pete Rose. Oh yeah, when you're not.
Who should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to Juan Soto right now, obviously he's been the big talk out the weekend in all of the All-Star game. And he's going to be the top story from now to the trade deadline. I think he's going to get traded. At first, I was like, if I'm the Nationals, I wouldn't trade him. You're going to at least commit to us for the rest of this year, and then maybe we'll trade you when you have one more year left. But it's just so ugly. If you got a guy that wants out with 2.5 years and you don't have to pay him, you don't have to give him the $40+ million. He is absolutely deserving that contract. Someone's going to give it to him. Now, I don't know if the Yankees are going to be involved. They should be, just because why the hell not? You're the New York Yankees. You can afford him.
Well, if
You don't
Steinbrenner
care.
was still alive, he'd be here already.
Mhm.
No, I agree with that 1,000%. The unfortunate thing is that we don't have George running the team anymore. We got Hal, and you got the other team in New York and Steve Cohen. That's kind of like George Steinbrenner right now. Doesn't care
Right.
about the taxes. He's got all the money in the world and just wants to win. That's the benefit when you have a billionaire who's a diehard fan and is competitive. But, however, I'm not trading my best player to an arch rival that's going to kick my ass and haunt me for the next 15 years. It's not happening.
That's a good point.
You trade them now, and the Yankees aren't going to interfere with the Nationals, at
Mhm.
least anytime soon.
Right.
He's got that short porch. I mean, he's built for Yankee Stadium. I know he loves Citi Field at the moment, but he's so used to playing in the NL East. So I get that, and Citi Field's a much better stadium, but that short porch, imagine what Juan Soto can do. And I know Glaber's having a good year. I would trade him in a heartbeat for Juan Soto.
What?
Oh, absolutely.
That's kind of surprising.
Matt, if you're telling me Juan Soto or stick with Gleyber Torres, when you can keep Judge in the outfield, standing in the outfield, Hicks, you can eat up that contract. That's not an issue. I'm surprised they haven't done it yet. Gallo's not going to be a Yankee. The writing's there. You can do that. You are going to have to give up some people. And Gleyber Torres, I think, is a prime example to display how good or how well he's bounced back in the last year.
Right.
I would trade him in 2 seconds. And And I don't care about the prospects. Yeah, Brian Cashman is head over heels with Anthony Volpe. We are waiting to see Anthony Volpe. He's killing it right now in Somerset, and he's going to kill in Scranton when he gets called up to AAA. Who knows if he even has to, well, which I'm sure he will. But, yeah, if I have to get rid of my top prospects and Volpe's one of them, so be it. You can always find another shortstop. You can always find another infielder. You got DJ in there. You got your lineup right now to win. And I don't care about the prospects right now. If I can get Juan Soto, so be it. How do we know for a fact that Anthony Volpe is going to be the next Derek Jeter? We don't know that. Juan Soto has already proven he's not even in his prime yet, where he's shown that he can do this. He can lead a team to a championship. He already has in 2019. Yeah. And I don't blame him for wanting to lead the Nationals right now because they're in full rebuild mode. I already won here. I'm not going to waste my prime by playing for a team that's going to be in rebuild mode and may not be able to contend for the next 5 to 6 years. And who knows who's going to be the next owner?
That's right.
Now, I assume it's going to be a guy that wants to win, but you don't know what owner is going to be coming in yet in DC. There's too many red flags, and it's crazy how it's blown up in DC since 2019. Yeah, you got your championship, great, but if I'm not, I would not want to waste my time in that prime right now. So do whatever you got to do to get him. The New York Yankees. Can you imagine if the New York Mets got him down the road and he's the highlight of New York for the next 15 years? The Dodgers, they're not afraid to spend money. They'll go after him. Mm-hmm. Even the Boston Red Sox are a little weird. Even though their payroll is ridiculous, they have a lot of bad, overpaid players. But the Red Sox, they get a little weird. They'll bite the bullet. It's time. Just get it done already. And I got no problem trading Gleyber Torres. It doesn't matter. And you got to keep Aaron Judge on top of that too. You can find a way to keep Stanton in left or your DH. You move Judge to center field. He's proven that he can play in center field. And then you have Soto in right. And you got the 314 porch, a left-hander. And it doesn't hurt when you can add another left-handed bat when you're the New York Yankees with that short right field porch.
Well, that would be the only asset that the Yankees would have to give. They would have to give one of their infielders to get Juan Soto, because if they get rid of their crap players, which are Chapman and Gallo at this point, they're not going to get much for him.
Well, Chapman's going to be gone regardless. Gallo's going to be gone regardless. You're going to have to give up 5, 6, 7 prospects. So be it. Let's do it.
That's what John's
It's not a guarantee that Anthony Volpe is going to be the next Derek Jeter. I'm sorry. As much as he is killing it right now in the minor leagues, the ownership and Brian Cashman are head over heels for this guy, but it's not a guarantee. Juan Soto is a guarantee. He's going to make your team a whole lot better. He's going to put 40, 45, even more home runs in Yankee Stadium, or at least with his tenure as a Yankee with that short porch.
Right.
He's proven it already. Get it done. Why are we wasting time right now?
Because I'm pretty sure it's like the Yankees are pretty confident with what they have, and they don't want to change it.
Fair enough, but you're the New York Yankees. You can get better. When you win a it's been a while, but when the Yankees were in that dynasty in the late 90s and early 2000s, they celebrated for the day. Guess what? The next day or the day after the parade, back to work. It's over. Season's over. We won. I want to win again next year. How can we make the team better? Here we go.
And that was the problem.
You have a lock for the next decade and a half if you get Juan Soto. He's 23 years old. He's 23 years old, not even in his prime yet, and he's won at 20. Big reason why the Nationals won the championship.
He is.
Get it done.
That team is flatlined just like.
And if that means we have to get Patrick Corbin's contract, so be it. Put him in the bullpen. It's not going to really hurt you. I mean, it's better than Chapman at the moment. What are we subbing one mediocre bullpen guy for another?
Yeah, Chapman got demoted to the 6th inning.
Oh, yeah.
Who blew the game the other night, and thank God they came back and won that.
Oh, yeah, big time.
We know who it was. But I had if I have to eat Patrick Corbin's contract, so be it.
Strasburg might be done altogether, right?
Yeah, he's washed up and he's just nothing
I
good.
wouldn't say he's washed up, but he's locked in till 2026. So it was a bad contract.
Another
The
injury.
Nationals have bad contracts right now, and it's eating them up, and hence why they're such a bad team at the moment. I mean, they won a championship. If you're the Nationals, you at least can say that you won the World Series. We got a ring. We couldn't do it prior. In Montreal, you can talk about 94, and them like that. No one with that franchise, even going back to Montreal, never had a taste of winning in a very long time. So you got the World Series, you got the ring, but if your star player has no desire to play, you got to trade him. You got to find a way to rebuild your team, and that comes with prospects. The Yankees are stacked with prospects. So let it be.
That's right.
Let it be.
Soto has age on his side.
Yes, Volpe is in that trade because I have no choice. Of course, I would go back and forth. How can we keep Volpe? I'll give you this guy, this guy, this guy. Give you even an extra prospect if I have to.
Yeah,
But
you remember when we went to the Patriots game and we were looking at the lineup and I was pointing to a few names?
Mhm.
And then there goes one of them, Peraza.
Peraza would have to be in that deal too.
He'd have to be in that. Dominguez.
I'm seeing Volpe.
Volpe.
At that starting lineup in Somerset tonight.
That other guy,
be gone.
Volachuk, Glaber. I could see them also throwing.
I mean, we were talking about getting rid of Glaber to begin with to start this season.
Yeah, but like
because he had another slow spring. It's just like, all right, here we go. There were even talks of I'd rather keep Urshela over Glaber last year.
I was a little upset when Urshela was.
Yeah, when they dealt Urshela away, that was kind of upsetting.
I mean, it's worked out.
You knew Gary was done, so
yeah, they had to get rid of Gary Sanchez. That was the caveat. They had to get rid of Gary Sanchez, and you were right. We did talk prior to the season. What's going to happen with Glaber Torres? Is he going to perform? And look at him. He's stepped up. He's performed well.
Now he's hitting to the right side.
Now he's hitting to the right side. He's fielding great. He's doing
the position he's supposed to be in the second.
But if I have to give him up for Juan Soto, sorry, Glaber, you have to do it. You have to do it.
Because if they're high on this kid Volpe, and kind of Falefa is just there for the time being. Even though he's not that great.
I mean, he's a decent player, but he's got no power. He doesn't have any home runs yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said getting rid of Urshela, who played third and short like a whiz.
Wasn't the best idea.
And that was just
when you got Falefa, you got to remember he was a Minnesota Twin for a day.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it was basically a 3-way trade.
Yeah, he was originally from the Rangers. Then he was a Twin for a day. Then he came to the Yankees. Listen, there are a couple infielders that are not going to be for the Yankees for a long time. Donaldson, I don't think is going to last long either. So
no, he's at the end of his career. I mean, he's definitely made a difference in the dugout in the clubhouse. You add that alpha personality that the Yankees desperately needed, and it's shown that the team has improved. They have all that swagger now. But I'm not paying Donaldson $23 million down the road, which we currently are doing. You eat it up because he's not losing you any games at the moment, other than that Boston game.
Yeah, the Boston game was bad.
I even like that kid J.P. Sears. He's pretty decent.
Yeah, he's very, very underrated. I think Kevin's frozen, and I think he's frozen. Yeah. But anyway, I gotta say, I gotta say, J.P. Sears has a lot of potential. They could probably use him. They're probably gonna use him as a fifth star. There we go.
It's the weather.
Yeah, I got you guys.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I have my eye on another player besides Juan Soto. I was talking to my uncles because they're big Yankee fans, and they have their eye on another player that the Yankees should probably trade for. And that's Luis Castillo.
Oh, that's a definite.
They gotta go for him, especially now with Luis Severino hurt his shoulder and he's gonna be out for a couple weeks. You need
a couple of weeks. It's gonna be longer than that.
Gonna be longer than that. You need another pitcher.
We're gonna be the thing, though. Here's the one thing that has a disadvantage with the Yankees. Yeah, you need that new pitcher, absolutely, but you're dealing with a stubborn guy that's going to refuse to go the Yankee way and cut his hair. He's kind of made that well known, pretty much. Or you had players in the Reds clubhouse saying he ain't going to cut his hair.
Yeah, but the Yankees mustache thing.
No, they've never were allowed to do that.
Yeah, and Carpenter's keeping his mustache.
Carpenter's got one.
The mustache was always
Cortez has got one.
But
You
it
know.
has nothing to do with facial hair. It's got to do with the hair on the top of his head.
There's a rule against that?
Yeah. When was the last time you saw a Yankee with long hair? It's been 50 years.
Wait a minute. No.
That was a Georgie rule. That was his time.
Ah,
They had long hair.
who
And
had
they
long
kept
hair?
Crazy hair with it. Didn't Ellsbury have like crazy hair?
No.
N-
No one had long
He
hair.
definitely did not have long hair. I know the Yankees had the beard rule, but I didn't know that they had something
Oh, no,
against
it's the
long
same
hair.
thing. Long hair. Why do you think when Johnny Damon came to the Yankees, he cut his hair?
Ah,
There's a reason for that. And then when he left, grew his hair out again a little bit.
Cole's got the curly hair.
went to
Don't care if
Seattle.
that counts for anything.
The beard.
Oh,
You got the hair rule. You got the facial hair rule. Mustaches are allowed because they're allowed in the military. Georgie ran in like a military base.
Mm,
I don't know. That might change.
Yeah.
You don't know.
that could change.
Well, if he's not,
That's not going to happen.
Yankees, he's
Now
definitely
listen, if you're
gonna
going
be
to give Castillo all that money, it's only hair. I got a haircut the other day. You can live without it.
some night. I gotta.
A lot
I got
better
almost-
right now.
I
A
almost
lot
got-
more cleaned up. You should
I've
see
tried
my
to
hair
gr-
the other day. I was covered in curls. It was disgusting. You could have put a yarmulke on my head.
I've tried to grow.
A rabbi dance.
I've tried to grow hair long ways like this. I've tried to grow long.
I can't see you like that. No.
No. I tried growing hair like that, and my family was like, "That's not your look."
You ain't got the rock and roll.
I don't
Gotta
have
have that certain look.
I don't have that long hair. Don't care look. But just imagine me with spaghetti hair coming down my shoulders. Yeah,
Call will be chasing you.
our new producer Chris, by the way, is he's shaking his head. No, he's like, yeah, no, you don't look like that way.
We got a new producer?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have a new producer. This guy Chris,
Hey,
what's your
Chris.
last name?
I'm Chris Mad. I am one of the other producers at A Shared Universe.
Hey, Chris, Matt.
It is a pleasure
Good to see you.
It's a pleasure. So yeah, he's basically he's supervising the whole show for the time being, and but like in all seriousness, if the Yankees really did have a thing against long hair, why didn't they ever really say anything about that?
It's been well known for 50 years now.
I know
It's not a topic that's brought up every day, of course, but when you see top free agents, that have a beard. I mean, Josh Donaldson had a beard before he came to the Yankees.
Yeah, you had to trim it off.
Yeah, trim it because that's the
right.
rule.
I remember that.
Johnny Damon cut his hair, shaved his beard, looked like Jesus, and was a completely different looking guy. It's the truth.
That's true.
So it's been like that ever since Georgie took the team, because in opening day in 1973, he was writing down the numbers because obviously you don't have the last name on the back of the Yankee jersey. So he's going by the numbers. He's like, I don't know who number 9 is, and I don't like how he looks with his hair. And that became her thing. And Don Manley was one of the few, at least, or probably the only well-known guy that protested against it, because he did have a goatee here and there a little bit. And he got benched. He got benched in 1991 in his prime. Even when Georgie wasn't running the show for those 2 years that he was suspended, it was still a rule, and it's continued to this day.
That's crazy.
Look at every Yankee roster for the last 50 years, like the team photo. You will not see any facial hair other than a mustache. And maybe Don Manley with a goatee, but he was benched for it.
Donnie baseball.
Those are the rules.
Wow. I know
Now,
that.
I'm sure you can talk, Luis. Listen, would you rather play for the Cincinnati Reds that aren't going anywhere? Or you can come to the New York Yankees to have a chance to win the title?
That's another.
Get the Clippers out in 2 seconds.
We
Let's
need a
get it
good
done.
team.
Yeah.
That organization depleted everybody else.
The Reds, they got rid of Trevor Bauer, and it just got worse from there.
They got rid
Trevor
of Bauer.
Bauer
They
got
got rid
his
of.
own little situation right now.
They got him. They got rid of him. Castellanos.
Yeah, they did. They still have Mike Moustakas, but he's not the player that
just
he used
came
to be in
off the
Kansas
IL.
City. Yeah, he just came off the IL.
Even talks, that the Reds could even make a division run a couple years ago. Now they were, big underdogs, but it wasn't laughable. Or you could at least put a debate up. Hey, if I got a couple bucks and I got decent odds on the Reds, let's do it.
All right,
they won the
boys.
wild card
Now-
game only 4 years ago.
Before the break, 2 hot teams in the American League. And it ain't the Yankees or Astros. It's the Mariners and Baltimore Birds.
Mm-hmm.
Both teams coming out of nowhere. The Mariners went into the break 14-game winning streak.
Yep.
The O's stopped at 10, but they're 3.5 out of a wild card.
Right.
And the Vegas odds for them winning anything was like 2,000. Now it dropped to like 250
Wow.
of winning a wild card.
I wish I
The
put those
Orioles?
odds on for 2000.
Yeah, Baltimore. Yeah.
I know Seattle's odds have dropped dramatically. Or they've gotten better dramatically ever since that 14-game winning
Well, they
streak.
did come close last year. Don't forget.
They came so close,
Because
but
the
like,
Yankees walked in backwards, if you remember last year, to that playoff.
I was scared last year that the team was going to be Seattle.
Well, what did we
That
we
wild
had?
card.
We had 14.
I did not want to face
right?
Seattle.
yeah,
it
it was a
the
14 race. It was the Yankees,
Yankees.
Red Sox, Mariners, and Blue Jays.
Right.
Yep.
And then what happened was the Red Sox won their season finale. The Yankees won their season finale,
Yeah,
albeit
let's not go down that road.
via walk-off at 1-0
Let's not go
game.
down that road.
The Mariners lost their final game, and the Blue Jays lost their final. Actually, I think the Blue Jays won their final game. Anyway, it was like
The Yankees had who were they playing the last
Tampa.
game of the year?
Tampa.
Yeah, but that was the infield single.
The
that
infield
Judge,
single by
right?
Judge. Yeah.
It's. I'm not. I mean, 14 wins in a row was very impressive, but I'm not really surprised because they did get better on paper in free agency. They kept a lot of their talent. You have a lot of young,
Oh,
starting
they got
pitching.
Frazier, right?
Yeah, and they were going to get it together. Now, I didn't say that they were going to win a division title against Houston. That's still far out, but they're definitely going to be a competitive team. And I even thought that despite their struggles, Baltimore doesn't faze me. Good for them. They have a good young team. The farm system, if people weren't really paying attention to them, they're obviously shocked. But if you knew their prospects for the past couple of years, it's not a big surprise, but they're not there yet.
Okay,
they're going to need another year, but Seattle definitely keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
Here is the so far playoff bracket for the first half.
Okay.
Yankees are the 1 seed with Houston being 2.
Uh huh.
Twins is 3rd.
Carl's eating
Carl?
crow.
Or Carl's eating crow. The 4th seed would be the Rays. The 5th seed would be the Mariners. And the 6th seed would be the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
On the flip side, LA is 1, Mets is 2, 3 would be the Brewers, 4 is the Braves, 5 is the Padres, and sneaking in behind in 6 is Carl's Phillies.
Wow. So Carl eats some. He wins some. He loses some. So far.
If you had-
It was a good move looking back at everything and keeping Rob Thompson as the interim guy. I truly hope that he's going to get that crack to be the full-time manager next season, which I think he deserves, rightfully. Philly fans
He
love
does.
him right now.
Uh huh.
They
Yeah.
have
The
a
team's
bad thing to
competitive.
say about Rob Thompson.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also, you gotta figure when Bryce Harper comes back, they're gonna be even better. So
Is he definitely going to come back, though?
he's gonna be out for another several more weeks, but like he should be back in time for the end of the regular season.
And this Kyle Schwarber just came out of nowhere.
Kyle Schwarber came out of nowhere. Yeah.
Didn't have it in the home run derby, but
You got hopes that he's gonna. I don't. This is what if I'm the Phillies, I would tell this to Bryce Harper, and it's a hot take, but I truly believe it. Especially if you're paying him all that money, get Tommy John surgery right now. You're gonna sit out the rest of the year. You'll DH to start off next season because that's not gonna affect you swinging the bat. Keep rehabbing your arm, and then we'll get you back in the outfield next season because he's been dealing with this arm injury for a long time now, over a year. Yeah. And when you're signed with him for the next 10 years, just bite the bullet because it's not a guarantee that the Phillies are playing well right now, but it's not a guarantee that they're going to be in the postseason. It's not a guarantee. Rob Thompson may be doing great stuff right now, turning that team around. You can see they're more relaxed with no Joe Girardi in the mix by bringing that old school uptight managing for him. Just bite the bullet because you still got JT, you still got Rhys Hoskins. You got Kyle Schwarber. You got the lineup there, but you got to look at Bryce Harper in the long run. Now, I can – if they're close, yeah, he's going to play, but I wouldn't be opposed to just biting the bullet. Just get the Tommy John surgery. Let's fix your arm up. You'll start the season next year in 2023 as the DH guy, and then we'll put you out on the field because you need him. You need them on the field, not just at bats.
Is this Justin Verlander a machine or something like the Bionic Man?
He's the ageless wonder. He's the ageless wonder.
Tommy John surgery, comes back, he's throwing smoke, and he's 12-0 in the lead to win Cy Young.
Yeah, absolutely. Like he's pitching really well. He found a fountain of youth, I guess, and he just doesn't seem to age, and he comes back stronger than ever.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy.
When you have Kate Upton next to you every morning, a little motivation.
When you have Kate Upton next to
Rockets.
Exactly.
Rockets regular.
Oh, Chris is shaking. We got a shake in the head here. I think he caught it.
He caught it.
Everybody caught the bug.
He caught the bug. Oh man.
Well, Verlander's not going to go anywhere. He's going to finish out his career in Houston. Why would he want to leave?
Being it was his final year, and everybody goes back to where they began thing.
No, he's not going back to Detroit's a mess right now. Detroit's a mess right now. Yeah,
they're a hot mess.
You had higher expectations. You expected them,
right?
You expected them to be a 500 team, and they've kind of just fallen apart. I wouldn't want to go back to Detroit right now.
No
way.
You know what I'm surprised at? That Byron Buxton's in the league 8 years, and this is his first All-Star game?
Yeah.
Wow. I did not know that.
Well, you got to remember, Nestor Cortez, I think, was with a bunch of teams before he reached his first All-Star game. When he found out that he was an All-Star, I think he cried. And he proposed to his girlfriend.
Any what?
Nestor Cortez proposed to his girlfriend.
Were they at the game?
Yeah, they were at the game. Or not at the actual game, but like outside the game or after the game, he proposed to his girlfriend.
Not at the game, but
very nice.
That's 24 to 48 hours. Yeah, he did get down on one knee.
How about that?
So good for him.
Good for Nestor.
One thing going back to that All-Star game. How did you feel about the mic'd up with Trevino and Cortez?
I didn't like it.
That was
I didn't like it.
I'm not a fan of the mic'd up.
I think it's fun.
I mean, listen, let me just say this. I'm not really a big fan of it because I get it's a game that doesn't matter, and I understand that, but like you don't have to do that.
Well, they do it on Sunday Night Baseball too.
Yeah, they do it because they want to talk to the players.
Yeah, and interview in the game. I don't know. That's just
no, but
really
I like
my
with
thing.
the pitcher from Toronto, Alex Manoah, and they were what's his name?
Manoah and that guy Lopez from the Rangers.
No, well, the guy in the booth.
Oh, Joe Davis. Davis.
Smoltz was giving him tips how to pitch.
Yeah.
And he was listening to him. He's going, throw this one, throw that one. And he was just like.
But like you could tell.
When I was watching the game last night, I couldn't have the volume on because I was at work. Now, I know Buck was doing play-by-play, so Smoltz was the color commentator?
Yeah.
Okay. I heard some interesting things regarding that broadcast, so I haven't listened to it yet. I haven't heard highlights, but I didn't know if I missed something. I saw one report. Maybe again it was Twitter, which is the most vicious place in the universe.
Oh yeah.
One thing. So I don't know, and people are always going to hate Joe Buck just because of his name.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't know if I missed something. I figured I didn't because I would have definitely heard it by now. But when it comes to the mic'd up stuff, it's just not my thing. I'd rather just watch the game like I'm used to. You have Buck, you have whoever's your play-by-play guy, and your other color commentator, and then you just go from there. I don't know. Just don't be cute.
I miss what's his name calling the home run derby.
Chris Berman.
Berman. Yeah, he was actually at the All-Star game.
Yeah, but the home run derby, because I listened to that was brutal. They didn't even know it was over. It was like, oh, Soto won. Back after this. And then you have Chris Berman on the field, doing the pregame, with the other analyst and Jeff Passan. You got to put that guy in the booth. If he's still kicking, I'm sure he's willing to do it.
He was in LA and he's a dog.
It doesn't hurt.
Broadcaster. Have him do the home run derby like I used to. When's the last time he did it? Was in 17, right?
Who, Charlie?
No, Chris Berman. Didn't he do it last in 17?
I don't know the exact year, but I mean, he was doing it for 25 years.
He did it for a long time.
I'd rather hear back on. I'd rather hear that.
And he gets into it. Oh, Giancarlo.
where I hear, oh, there's another shot. There's another
That's
shot.
going to the moon.
There's another shot. This is ridiculous. Look at this power. Yada yada. Like it just
I
like
don't know. ESPN is just very weird, and it's really sad of what they become because even with the Aaron Judge interview that happened yet,
Oh,
yesterday,
you've heard that, huh?
Oh
I
yeah.
don't mean to put you on the spot.
No, it was terrible broadcasting 101, in my opinion. If you're going to ask that question, just do it. Don't hesitate. She overthought it, and then she was like, "Oh, I didn't mean to put you in an awkward spot." Yeah, you did, you dummy. Yeah. You did.
And Aaron Judge.
We all want to know the question, and it's a little kid asking. You should let him ask it because I'm sure it would have sounded a lot smoother and clearer. And if you're Aaron Judge, you got to expect that. You got to expect that question to come from
A lot.
April 1st to the end of the season until negotiations happen yet again. Now he could have been like, "Yeah, I'm not here to talk about it right now. I'm at the All-Star game, blah blah blah." And I did hear his answer, and people saying, "Oh, Judge is on his way out." No, that's not the case.
He said
That's not the
there's
case.
other Yankees here.
There's other Yankees here, and I hope that kid's still an Aaron Judge fan. That's what he said.
Yes, that answer is not going to change that kid's mind. I can promise you that.
And actually, there was another question. I remember Buster Olney, who's been a baseball analyst for a long time. After Juan Soto won the home run derby, he brought up the question to Juan, "What does the future hold for you?" And Juan Soto was like,
as you should have. You're the number one story in the All-Star game.
Yep.
And, you got to talk about the elephant in the room. Yeah, you can start off the conversation. Okay, how's it feel to win the home run derby, this, that? You got to ask that. And you got to be straightforward. That reporter that was talking to the judge, he hesitated. It's like watching We're the Millers. Remember that kissing scene? Where Sudeikis says, just count to 3 and do it. 1, 2, 3, do it.
I love it.
You should have done that with Aaron Judge's question.
Yeah,
Buster
exactly.
Olney, he's a pro. He obviously did that with Soto. You can't overthink it.
Did you like?
And who cares if you piss off the player? You got to ask that question.
Well,
if you're a reporter, you got to do it.
Well, that's the thing. No one likes to piss off the player because they might never get the interview ever again.
Oh, boo-hoo. You're just doing your freaking job.
That's why the media could be a little bit harsh sometimes because
Don't get me started on the media about other things, not sports related, but other things.
that's what the media. That's another question. I want to transition to topics really quickly here. Did either of you watch the first episode of the Captain docu-series that came out after the home run derby? All right.
Absolutely. I was up at 2:00 in the morning watching it.
I couldn't stay awake. I've been working such long hours.
So you haven't seen it yet?
Which one, Jeter?
The first one. The first episode came out after the home run derby.
I was trying to keep my eyes open.
Okay.
Didn't work.
Well,
So
it's going to be back on before episode 2. So go
Thursday.
to 8:00.
Episode 2 will come on Thursday.
The second one.
So let me just get into this. So Jeter, I love how at the beginning of the docuseries, before we even get into his humble beginnings and all that, he basically said, and this makes every Yankee fan proud, I'm gonna be known forever as a shortstop for the New York Yankees. It's the one team I wanted to play for. It's one organization I wanted to play for. This is the position I love. I love the fan base, all that. Like, he said the right thing. That's gonna please a lot of Yankee fans that he said that. And he grew up in Pequannock Township, New Jersey, which is a town not too far away. But I loved how
he was born there, but he moved to Kalamazoo.
Yeah, he moved to Kalamazoo, Michigan. He talked about his humble beginnings where, his mother was white and his father was black, and they were going to face a lot of discrimination, a lot of racism because of other family and stuff like that. So he talked about that. He talked about Kalamazoo High School.
I don't want to say that surprised me. Again, times were a lot different, and there's some things that we still got to overcome. But I never heard Derek Jeter open up about things like that. So when I heard that for the first time, when he comes back from single A ball in the offseason, he's at that Taco Bell or wherever he was, and he was called the word that he said. It was like, wow, like I never thought that, because Derek Jeter has been very private about that his whole career, and even post career as an art, he never opened up to those certain things. And I assume that in the 70s you got two diverse parents and you're half black. Yeah, you're gonna face certain things, but like he never really opened up about it. So I was I wasn't surprised, but I was like, wow, like Derek Jeter even, faced that back in the day. When
Yeah.
you hear like, like LeBron James, for example, you knew that's how he was brought up, or any other athlete that has spoken about that. Jeter was proud about that.
Yeah,
But
he's been
I guess
silent
that's
on a
just
lot of
Derek
stuff.
Jeter.
Yeah.
But no, the one thing though, the mother was really Dorothy Jeter. I
Yeah.
was really impressed with. And then just talking about like how he had 56 errors in single A ball, and he didn't even know the number. Like 56 errors in a season, that's even hard to do if you're even throwing games. You never hear that number before. So, but if you watched Yankeeography back in the day, and so I know you didn't see the first episode yet. If you saw Jeter's Yankeeography, you basically got a taste of, like, you already saw it already, but it's just different format. This is an ESPN documentary, but it was cool to see Manley get involved, and David Cohn get involved, and Buck Showalter get involved.
Jack Curry got
Jeter
involved.
wasn't really playing. Yeah, you see him like as the first person, like going up to players and being into it. I thought that David Cohn story was awesome. When he gets taken out in the 8th inning, tie game at 4, and he blew off Derek Jeter just because in the moment and all that, and he was that guy. So it's gonna be interesting. The A-Rod beef is what I'm looking forward to the most.
Oh, I cannot wait for that. That's probably gonna be episode number 5 or 6. Here's what I'm thinking. I think it's going to be based on, well, the first episode is going to be was based on his beginnings and how he grew up to play baseball and all that. I think episodes 2 is going to be all about 96. Episode 3 is going to be about the 98 team because that's a huge part of his career.
Oh, 97 too. They came close.
97, they came close.
Paul O'Neill injured his leg going to second base, being aggressive. So they came close to 97. So you're going to see 96, 98, I agree. And then the end of the era, I think episode 3 will be 99 to 01. You'll add 02, 03, and then the beginning of A-Rod, and then so on and so forth.
I love how Alex Rodriguez actually had the time to participate in this interview, because if people remember, A-Rod and Jeter hate each other. Like, they hated each other. At one point, they were friends. People forget they were friends at one point.
They were bros.
They were bros, but then a reporter got in the way and asked A-Rod a question, and A-Rod gave a really stupid answer, and that pissed Jeter off, and that's what kind of led to the beef.
This is anything new?
No, in '98.
Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on, is it anything new? Did you forget Reggie Jackson?
Oh, Reggie Jackson was a part of it.
He
Yeah.
pissed off Thurman Munson by saying, "I'm the straw that stirs the drink here in the Bronx."
Mm-hmm.
Munson and Jackson never got along.
No, those were two different situations, because Reggie opened his mouth when he came to New York. Jeter and A-Rod had feud when A-Rod was in Texas, because that's when he started opening up his mouth, and that's what bothered Jeter. And then, of course, Jeter being the team player, he bit the bullet by being teammates. But yeah, that relationship wasn't the same.
What did he say exactly that Jeter didn't like them? I can't recall.
I'm gonna say it's something along
he didn't really have to do much, just because he's got a lot of talent around him. He wouldn't be getting all the credit if he wasn't in New York, because he's playing in New York. And then I'm a better player because look at my stats, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what A-Rod said, and Jeter didn't like it.
That's right.
To be fair, they are two different players.
Reggie did hate Dave. Him and Winfield didn't get along either.
I did not know about the Winfield-Steinbrenner feud. Well, I had an idea. I had an idea that, that's why Steinbrenner got suspended, because he was talking to that bookie or.
Although, don't forget, Winfield in the '81 World Series went 1 for 31 or 1 for 38, whatever it was, and they called him Mr. May.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I did not know that until the other night. He had a thing
called the Winfield Foundation, and something with money with the foundation. I think Steinbrenner promised this and that, and then
he never gave him the money.
Winfield's lawyer got involved, and that was it.
Yeah, and then he was trying to get like inside words about Winfield and all that.
Winfield, yeah, and then he got after he stepped down. I was watching that about Steinbrenner, and he stepped down, and G. Michael took over for a while as the GM,
right?
And then Steinbrenner went on to do the thing with the Olympic team and they won championships there. So George liked to poke the bear with the best of them, and he got great results from it.
You know what I think episode 7 of the docuseries for Derek Jeter is going to be about? The end of his career and his tenure with the Marlins as owner, as part owner of the Marlins. That's got to be part of the story right there.
No, it's not going to be part of the story.
It's kind of important though that he. Hold on a second. Oh, we don't have a producer. Chris left to do something. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can.
No, don't do.
No.
Don't touch nothing.
Don't touch nothing. Okay.
I don't know what to do.
We get the whole thing frozen here. But like, I know you said something along the lines of how that whole thing with Jeter can't, that whole Marlins thing can be swept under the rug. That's a big part of his life. That
on the Marlins thing, no.
Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is because, listen, I'll give you an example. When Matt Millen had his own football documentary called A Football Life,
I don't think what's his name did Michael Jordan put. He was.
we lost Kevin there.
We lost Kevin
there.
With this heated, you got to be careful. We're gonna do a little PSA here. Folks. It's 102 degrees right now. It's like that since 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah,
earlier than that.
Yeah.
Tomorrow with the heat index is supposed to be 105, 110. Please stay hydrated. Watch the elderly. Watch your pets, your children. If you do not have to go out, please don't. Have your groceries, your food, whatever delivered to you, especially with the young children, the babies.
Right.
It's going to be brutal here. You know what? I was looking at a Facebook memory I had, and exactly in 2019, we went through a heat wave like this.
Yeah. Very similar.
And let me tell you, make sure your smoke detectors, your carbon monoxide detectors, get candles ready because with stuff like this, there'll definitely be power outages. Hold on, Kev.
All right. So anyway, we're gonna have a lot of stuff going on to talk about, and I think Sal's going. Wait, we lost Kevin again. No, he came back and he left again. But anyway,
it's giving me a complex.
But anyway, we do have some stuff to talk about, and it's about future events, right, Sal?
Oh yes. Chime in on this Friday. Excuse me, July 22nd.
July 22nd. Yeah, that's in 2 days. So we're having the Outback Show, which is the Outback Show 2.0, whatever you want to call it. We're back at Outback Steakhouse. Lee Mazikian and the managers at Outback and other authority figures, they loved us when we first came back, and I think Lee Mazikian's boss is going to be present for this event this time around. We're going to talk about football and baseball and basketball if necessary, because basketball, there's much going on in the offseason, but there's still time. The way this is going to work is going to be me, Sal, Carl, and then my cousin Ryan Barrington Jr. is also going to be involved. Right. So it's going to be the four of us. So Sal and I are going to come up with how we're going to go about the Outback Show and how we're going to organize it, because for those of you who don't know what goes on behind the scenes, I usually organize the show. Sometimes we
just go off the rails. We don't do it.
Sometimes Sal goes off the rails.
See that? We don't have a script like everybody else does.
Oh yeah, no, but like see, it's a clash of two different worlds. Like Sal is the guy who usually doesn't have an agenda. He's usually like, we're just gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Yeah,
but in September we will.
Me, when it comes to Siriani,
this is all going to be different in September, folks.
Yeah.
You know what? When does football season start?
It starts in September. I think the 12th of September. No, September 8th. Yeah, September 8th. But anyway,
I'm gonna look. Hold on.
I'm the type of guy that likes to have an agenda. I like to have a list of things to talk about. I like to have something set up for us to discuss, because I don't like going off the rails. And, that's just how people like to do things. Like, I'm different from Sal, and that's totally okay, right, Sal?
What's that?
That I like to have an agenda, and that, like, you like to do your own thing. Listen, it's fine. We each have our own little way of going about things.
Oh, there's Kevin again.
Yeah, there's Kevin.
You want me to go put you on?
Kevin says he'll wait.
No, he said he'll wait.
He said he'll wait. When we have the Outback Show, it'll be the four of us. Kevin will be there because he's got something very, very important to do.
On the fan.
On the fan. There's going to be a football show, a baseball show. Like, we're going to split it hour and hour. So an hour of baseball, an hour of football. The football hour is going to be primarily fantasy and regular football. So it's going to be NFL, college, and fantasy. That's what it's going to be. Baseball is going to be whatever comes to mind, I guess, because baseball is just going to be coming back in full swing. The All-Star break ends tomorrow, and we resume play on Thursday, which is tomorrow. So what's going to happen is
The Yankees are the only ones playing.
the Yankees and a couple other teams.
No, just the Yankees. Yankees and Astros, I think, are the only teams going on.
So
Did you not find that weird that the Dodgers had an extra day with the Angels?
that's crazy. That's a little
So
weird.
they didn't even play Monday. No, they didn't play Sunday, actually.
They didn't play Sunday because I guess the game got rained out or something.
No.
But anyways, back to the Outback Show. It's not just going to be us talking sports and having management on for an episode because Jim Kelly wants to come on for a little bit to talk about
Jim Kelly, the football player, Jim Kelly?
No, not
Oh,
Jim Kelly, the football player. Not Jim Kelly, the football player. Although I hear, unfortunately, he's in remission. He's doing really well right now.
Right. About that.
He's in remission. Jim Kelly, the manager at Outback Steakhouse, wants to come on because I told him that I'm doing fantasy football topics and he was all up for it. And I'm glad that we're going to have him on. On top of the Outback Show, we're also going to do an auction. We're auctioning sports stuff away. And actually, I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to put it up on my phone right now.
I'll see it when I get there.
Oh, you'll see it when you get there. There is a picture of something that I really wanted to. I'm auctioning away, and I don't know if you can see it, but like this Batman inspired suit right here. I don't know if you can see it, but like that's the big prize of the day that we're auctioning away. I've had this suit for several years. I've gone to a lot of Halloween parties, a bunch of memorable moments. I've socialized with a lot of people in that suit. It's a phenomenal suit, and I'm proud that I've worn it for several years and I've had it for that long. But at 24 years old, unfortunately, times got to go. Times fade away too fast, and unfortunately, I gotta sell the suit. I'm auctioning away. The money that we get for all the memorabilia that we sell, by the way, is going towards the Songbird Foundation and Grace Foundation. There are two causes that are related to people in financial debt that have autism and families that are dealing with autism that are also in financial debt. That's the point of the whole thing. So we're doing that, and it's going to be a fun time. I can't wait for Friday. It's going to be 97 degrees, so if you're going to be going out there...
That's all? 97?
Yeah, 97.
Means they can cook the food right on the table. Whatever.
You might as well. You might as well. On top of that, of the Outback Show, it's going to be outside. And if you want to participate in the auction, I've said this a bunch on Facebook, and I'm going to say it again. If you want to participate in the auction, you must bring cash. We do not accept credit for this. This money is going straight to a donation, and if we get financial or debt, or if we get debit card or credit card or whatever money you want to, we're not taking it. I'm sorry, we're not taking it. And it's going to be outside. So if you're asked, a question at the front of Outback Steakhouse in Middletown, if you're asked the question, hey, you want to sit outside, take the offer and sit outside. Like, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about it. So that's the first event that I got off my chest.
Gonna sit in the heat now. Oh, there's a tent back
No,
there.
there's a tent back there. There's umbrellas. They'll be in the shade. They'll be fine.
Wow, look at this. It's going to be 101 on Sunday. Yee.
101 on Sunday. And then the second event we're doing
Marshmallows.
on August 6th of this year, which is in a couple weeks, we're having the high school baseball senior games once again in Staten Island, New York. It's going to be at the Mid-Island Little League Complex. It's going to be again where we're going to be honoring all the senior and all the
We
senior.
are not calling games.
We are not calling games. We are going to be honoring the senior baseball players and the senior softball players, and we're having the challenger game for people with autism or disabilities. It's going to be sponsored by Jag One. It's mainly the Songbird Foundation, but it's Jag One, On Your Mark, Grace, all these foundations are going to be a part of it, but Songbird is the main meat and potatoes behind this event. I just wanted to get that out of the way because this is very, very important. And we also have, is that Chris? That's Chris doing the show remotely. Hey! The power of doing things remotely.
Yes.
Oh, he said it's-
The power of doing things remotely. But anyway, the high school baseball senior games, August 6th at 1 p.m. We're not calling games, but we are going to do more interviews with the kids and the players.
Was it at 1 o'clock the last time?
Yeah, it was 1 o'clock the last time too.
Oh.
So
Yeah, we did it last year at this time.
we did it last year. So we're not
time last year.
we're not calling games. We are not calling any games.
No,
Unfortunately,
no. Carl's not going to be there.
Carl won't be there. It'll be
He's
just
going to a Philly game.
he's going to a Philly game. So it'll be
He's not
me,
here
you.
tonight again.
It'll be me, you, and probably Kevin, depending on how things go. So, Kevin, I know we just got you back. Is there anything you want to say about either of the two events I just mentioned?
I wish I could be there on Friday. I know it's gonna be hot. I will be there in spirit, that's for sure, and I'm gonna be missing the blooming onion that we have after. But I know you guys are the three of you guys are gonna kill it. I know you have Big D there. We were very successful for the first time back in May. Raised a lot of money for the Grace Foundation. We're gonna continue that, and we're gonna do the same thing next month, like you said, in August in Staten Island, and we're going to keep that going for the time being. To raise some money for, I'm always into that. And then last year in Staten Island was, a lot of fun. So it should be a good time in a couple weeks.
Sal, anything you want to add?
I just wish you were throwing out the first pitch again.
Oh, I'm not throwing out the first pitch.
I said I wish you were again.
You wish I was? I wish I was
yeah.
too. That was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm going to bring some things to auction off. If any wrestling fans auctioning off one of the Undertaker's urns from his anniversary, I got some stuff maybe I'll bring along. Who knows?
I'm actually surprised, Matt, that because I know how much the Batman suit means a lot to you. So did he just get... were you cleaning out the closet, or it just doesn't fit no more? Grow it out.
Well, here's the thing.
You had that junior high.
Well, here's the thing.
He can't slide down the bat pole anymore.
Here's the problem. The pants are the bigger problem because my calves are so big.
Easy. What have you been doing?
My calves are so big. I've been doing a bunch of calf raises. My calves are so big that every time I take off my pants, the calves just take forever to. They take forever to come off. But
Jesus.
That's thing number one.
Has bulked up, by the way. I do see definition
he does
in the last few months.
I wish I looked like that.
I have bulked up since then. So
but you did a lot of those push-ups. That's why.
Yeah, the push-ups are a big part of it.
Before that, though, you were working out and lifting. So I see a difference in the past few months. Keep it up.
I probably could give it another go because one thing that I can also say is ever since last year, which was the last time I wore the suit, one thing that I've also done, I've done a lot of cardio, so I've lost a lot of weight. I've lost like 20-something pounds in the last couple of months. And I put on muscle mass. I put on muscle mass, so that's probably one of the key things is why the Batman suit might fit me for one more year, but I just felt like at 24 years old, I just feel like Halloween parties.
I could see him trying to put the jacket on all years.
I felt the same thing with my Monkey Bob stuffed animal, but it's still here at 26.
That's funny. But yeah, the Batman suit does mean so much to me, but like I'm putting it up for auction, hoping that we get some money for it because it is going to a phenomenal cause. And at the end of the day, if you're going to go to a Halloween party, that's the perfect costume to go to a Halloween party with.
Chris is rocking and rolling over there. Whoa.
You got Halloween not too far, but no, it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, the second half of the season gets underway tomorrow.
Yankees.
It's time to buckle up, folks. It really is. It's time to buckle up because it's going to be a busy couple of weeks. We've got the trade deadline coming up. Where is Juan Soto going to get traded? I have no idea, but it seems like we know he will be traded, and you just got to cross your fingers. At least for me as a Yankee fan, I want him in pinstripes, and I will give up all the prospects in the world if I have to because he is Juan Soto. It's not even his prime yet. He will make the team better. We'll make sure that we keep on winning championships because that's what it's all about with the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
After winning one season, it's back to the next, and Juan Soto will always give you that chance.
Okay, I got a special announcement.
Okay.
I just calculated everything. The first NFL game is September 8th, Thursday night.
Like I said.
The new show, the Jersey Shore Sports Machine, will start on September 7th. How's that?
Wow.
The debut of the Jersey Shore Sports Machine.
Wow.
With the saying Cuckoo Crackerjack cast.
And we're going to have a new intro.
Oh yeah.
We're having a new intro. We're gonna
If
work on it.
anybody remembers the George Michael Sports Machine back in the day on NBC on Sunday nights after the news at 11:30, watch that intro and think what's going to happen here.
Yeah,
It's going to be off the charts. Well, again, the hour goes by quick.
it does. It really does.
We want to think Chris over there is strumming his guitar or bass.
We can't hear him. He's not on.
I'm trying to. It looks like a guitar. Okay.
Looks like a guitar. Yeah.
Yes. There you go. See,
All right.
I hang out with a lot of musicians. That's why.
Yeah.
We got to get this man some business.
Uh huh.
All right, folks. It's been another great show. It's a really big show on Friday. And we'll see you there. We know K Wall's got a big thing going on over there. And Matty Ice, thank you again.
No problem.
You know, this is all about you and all your great work on Friday.
Yeah.
We want to thank you again. And Big D, my brother-in-law Darren, my lovely sister Leslie. I know they're out there somewhere watching.
Uh huh.
And ladies and gentlemen, New Jersey, we always thank you, our listeners, for the last 3 years we've been doing this. Thank you for always hanging in with us. K-Wall, thank you. Matty Ice, thank you. And we thank Chris once again. And the great Shared Universe Podcast Studios right down here in beautiful Red Bank, New Jersey. And as always, New Jersey,
Stay
classy. And we'll see you Friday night. Have a great night, folks.
This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.